Hello everyone, Scott here again, and welcome back to the Guilty Pleasure Cinema, celebrating the movies you're embarrassed to love. Never open the package, unless it's gonna be the transporter. A transporter named Frank Martin, who, much like someone we just saw, is really good at things. He's the best in the business at what it is, and is very adaptive in multiple ways, much like someone we just took a look at. It's kind of odd in those ways. And yet, those rules that he has, they're very strict, very specific. You do not break them. He, of course, does, and finds a woman, gets involved in some crazy revenge across Europe, and takes things personally, and turns out the bad guys had no idea what they were messing with. This movie showed the world who and what Jason Statham is. He'd been in stuff we'd seen before, like The One and whatnot, but those were just kind of parts here and there. This movie, this opened the door and changed everything. Because of this, he became the action hero for another whole generation. He carried this movie on his back, made it look easy, and really gave audiences something that they hadn't realized they were looking for, with that cool factor, and just, he's badass. Period. Now, is it too European? It's a French-ish movie, and the locales are gorgeous, and the music is a little quirky, and yet it's about revenge, and the stakes are kind of abstract. They're high, and they matter, they mean something, but it's a bit refreshing in that. It might have had a disconnect with some audiences here, but for me, not everything has to be about saving the world. Sometimes you gotta just John Wick it, and have someone angry and want revenge, and happen to be good at getting it. So let's talk about Jason Statham. He's amazing in this. He is amazing in a lot of movies after this, and he's fun in movies before this. But here, he does things in such an expert way that you both fully believe that he's going to be threatened by the 15 guys in the parking garage. And yet, you're already like, nah, he's going to kick all their asses. It escalates, too. It starts off with five guys trying to carjack him. I'm getting choked up. It's so good. He goes after these guys that try to carjack him, and there's 5 of them, and it's the first time you see him. And he's establishing things, and his cool factor and everything is involved, and he puts his jacket up, and it's dry cleaned. And he goes out, all out, and takes them out effortlessly. Later on, he gets all kind of bloodied up, goes to his car and takes it a spare shirt because he's got extras. And things escalate. So eventually, when he's out there about to fight 15 guys, he's done such a good job to make you go, oh, he's in some crap. But he's got this. Those guys have no idea what they're in for. It really is, with this debut of action hero type stuff here, it reminds me of when Bruce Lee first shows up, or Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Tony Ya, those guys. Now you know what to expect, and that's really how the movie progressed in itself, and with sequels and his other work. But with the original Transporter, you didn't know what was happening until it was unfolding, and it was watching something special. Plus, that helped with the simplicity of the plot that I just mentioned. He does his job, is good at it, people get in the way, and he handles it. And it's awesome! Now, the whole idea of him being this driver, transporter, I mean, he's been a getaway driver, he doesn't ask questions, no names, he's doing a job, and is good at it. Okay? That's just what it is. The fact that he gets involved in this whole revenge plot and everything, because he opens a package and finds a beautiful woman, the Bois Shuki. He gets that conscience, he's like, this isn't right, something's wrong, and doesn't deliver, things go south, as they do, and the bad guys really do what they would expect, and try to take the guy out. Of course, they ruin his car, so that prompts a revenge fight. And it's amazing and incredible and he goes after them, and things just escalate into the fact that they didn't know what they were messing with when they tried to cross him, and yet he's just doing his job and has the skill set to handle himself in these situations. It's fish out of water done right. It's like Dredd, in that it's a cop and he's doing his stuff, but he's in a building and everything's gone to hell, but he's going to do his job because he can handle this stuff. Now, the flip side of that is things like Elektra or Hitman or Judge Dredd, in that you take something in a concept and you put them out of their element, but they don't get to do what they do there. You can't protect a kid by assassinating people. It doesn't work. You can Terminator 2 it and get that halfway point, but it doesn't really work when you are there to see the movie about the assassin and they don't get to be the assassin or the hitman. With this transporter, he just does his job. That's the perfect way to do it. It's the best example of fish out of water, like wrong situation type there is. Die Hard's actually another great one for that. He's a beat cop detective dude who is trapped in a building with terrorists. His skills let him handle it. That's what this movie does. It is awesome. It is funny. It is action-packed. It is non-stop. It's a gorgeous movie to look at. A gorgeous woman in it. Statham's balding, but people like that. I can't recommend it enough. And you shouldn't feel guilty about it if it's a movie you love.